Metastatic breast cancer usually requires systemic therapy. What exactly does it mean in real life?
So metastatic breast cancer is a heterogeneous disease. Even though all of it develops within a single organ, the breast, it represents several molecular subtypes of a disease. Even though there's been numerous molecular subtypes of breast cancer defined using technologies such as gene microarrays, still clinically it represents three large groups of breast cancer. Those that are hormone sensitive or hormone receptor positive. Then there's the group that is HER2 amplified, and then there's those that lack hormone receptors and HER2, or the so-called triple negative. And I say three large clinical groups because still the molecular profiling of breast cancer has not impacted how we treat patients in the clinic. There's a lot of novel improvements going on in studies in all of those areas. Certainly, HER2 amplified breast cancer has seen dramatic improvements in overall survival with HER2-directed therapies. In the field of hormone receptor positive breast cancer, there's a lot of research activity. Approved already is everolimus in a group of breast cancers or ER-positive breast cancers that are resistant to non-steroidal aromatase inhibitors. There's been work that my colleague Dennis Slayman and I have been involved with in the development of cyclin-dependent kinase inhibitors in breast cancers, specifically palbociclib, which is a drug which is now in several phase 3 studies in ER-positive breast cancer in the front line, second line, and beyond. Still a large unmet medical need is the triple-negative group of breast cancers. This group only currently has chemotherapy drugs available, and that is due to the lack of the expression of estrogen receptors, progesterone receptor, and HER2. Still, there is a lot of academic activity here to move beyond chemotherapy. This includes targeted agents against PARP inhibitors, not only for those that are BRCA mutant. We know that the BRCA mutant or BRCA deficient breast cancers, which often are triple negative, though not all triple negatives are BRCA mutant, but we know that PARP inhibitors have shown significant clinical activity, and there's several of those in development now in phase 3, not only for the BRCA mutants, but now early studies just to evaluate them in triple negative breast cancer, as well as antibody drug conjugates against certain targets in triple negative breast cancer, which look promising as well. So overall, in metastatic breast cancer, we've had improvements. Women do tend to live on the order of years for some types of breast cancer, specifically hormone receptor and HER2 amplified groups, and we're trying to improve that continually, especially in triple negative breast cancer, as well as the unmet medical needs in ER positive breast cancer and HER2 positive breast cancer.
What therapies that are used in metastatic breast cancer are, in your opinion, the major progress that has been made in recent years or even decades?
Certainly, the advancements brought on in HER2 amplified breast cancer have really revolutionized the natural history of that disease, and that's been a great success. In hormone receptor positive disease, the impact of anti-estrogen therapy can't be overstated. Certainly all the ways we have of targeting the estrogen receptor or estrogen hormone production have really dramatically changed the landscape of that disease. We are all very excited about the promise from the CDK inhibitors, the early phase data with palbociclib, which has gained it a breakthrough therapy designation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, is very promising. We've seen a doubling in progression-free survival in the frontline setting, and we're waiting for the phase 3 studies to read out, and hopefully, if that is confirmed, if the magnitude of benefit that we've seen in phase 2 studies is confirmed, that will be a really significant breakthrough.